today is good. I always looked at my secretary, and I always told my secretary that the person that runs the show is really her. And I didn't listen to her yesterday. She told me to prepare speaking notes, and I didn't. So I'm just going to stand here and speak from the heart. And there are so many people here that I'm excited about that have been part of my life that I can't stand here and thank each of you individually from this podium because I have a limited amount of time to speak. But you know who you are, and you know the relationship that we have, and you recognize the commitment that you have to me and get me to the place where I am today. And I say that not taken away from the fact that I work my tail off to get here. But I also recognize I didn't do it by myself. So first I would like to really thank the Board of Supervisors for their selection. Well, I'm humble, but I'm also inside me too, but for the selection and really having the confidence in me. I recognize that the fire service is a very noble profession with a lot of responsibility, and I'm just excited about the selection. Also to my peers and those who competed against me, congratulations to you, and I'm looking forward to our continued work together. To Chief Raymond, thank you. He's been our chief for over 2 decades. And actually, our relationship began when I was a captain and just involved in community organizations. And he allowed me to meet with him to talk about how to improve the fire service. And that was over 20 years ago. So I've been meeting with him over 20 years from a captain to where I am today about the community, fire protection service, and how to continuously improve our organization. In addition to those meetings, he's promoted me throughout the ranks. And it's given me opportunities that I'm not exactly sure others would have the courage to do. So I really would humbly thank you for that. I can't forget my immediate family here, my mom and dad, the foundation of me. I remember all their lessons. And sometimes those lessons were tough, but they made me a better man. I always remember the lessons of standing up, being proud, having courage to do the right thing, to be just, to be fair, but to always be the best you can be. And I truly appreciate that. To my daughters, the same lessons that were instilled upon me from my parents, I try to instill upon them. And they're very successful young women. And I'm extremely proud of them. And the fact be known that when I really want an objective opinion about what I should do at work, I ask them. Because they're so innocent and truthful. But thank you, my lovely daughters. You do great work and continue to support your dad. And you know I always love and support you too. So thank you very much. The CEO's office and the rest of the department heads here that are here to support me. And I'm looking forward to developing stronger relationships with you and collaborating with you. I recognize that it's going to take each of the departments to make sure that we have the best kind of service that we can provide collectively together as department heads. And also to Mr. Fujioka and the board. I know that some do me better than others. And I'm letting you know that I'm a man of my word. That the things I stand for, the things I said, I will do. And you can keep me accountable for that. To my family and friends, I just can't say enough. I mean, there's too many here to name. I recognize that I will never have a hungry day. I will never have a place where I can't lay my head. Because I truly have people that love me. I truly do. And when we get together and you all know who you are, we're going to celebrate. I saw some of our labor organizations here. I would like to thank you for your support. I recognize that we've worked together since 1996, since I've been a Chief Officer of Management, for the betterment of this organization. We don't always agree on all the issues, but the fact of the matter is that we're always trying to do the right thing on behalf of the department, and our employees, and the citizens that we serve. I'm looking forward to that continued work. I said I'm not going to mention names, but I just have to mention two names. I have to mention Denise and Balaji. I have my other team, Osby, that's behind me, and we're going to celebrate, but we're going to keep that to myself. But Balaji, my secretary, and Denise, my assistant, they really make me look good. And we work so hard, and I know that I'm not the easiest person to work with as it relates to expectations, but you've met those expectations. And during this process and after the announcement of the fire chief's position, I've always indicated to you that a good secretary and a good staff assistant runs the show. And I know you probably don't recognize me, I haven't seen you lately, but I just want to really thank you for keeping things together. In conclusion, Supervisor Stentorians mentioned that Chief Peaks couldn't be here, and he's the fire chief of the City of Los Angeles Fire Department. And I was awakened this morning around 2 o'clock to get the news that there was a structure fire, and the LA City and LA County Fire Department were very close together. We have a great relationship. And there was a structure fire in LA City's jurisdiction, and our firefighters along with their firefighters were battling that fire. And unfortunately, there was a partial structure collapse, and we had some injuries in our department, and some injuries in LA City's fire department. But unfortunately, there's one firefighter that's in great condition right now, but Chief Peaks is living with their family and his fire department. And that's just a reminder of what a noble profession that we have, but also how dangerous our profession is. That those of us know as firefighters that we take calculated risks on a daily basis to protect and save the property and lives of others. Along with our support staff that's there, and sometimes they don't always get the accolades that the firefighters do, but if it wasn't for the support staff that was there making things happen, we couldn't do our job. And Chief Freeman, in our last few days, we talked about what we can do collaboratively together to continuously improve the service that we provide. And he, along with other key members of our team and executive staff, are renewing our responsibilities as leaders in the fire service. And we started yesterday, and we're going on the last 2 weeks together as the outgoing fire chief and incoming fire chief, along with the entire executive team, to talk to all the supervisors and all the managers in the department about the service that we provide to the citizens of Los Angeles, and their roles and responsibilities to ensure that we execute the mission of the county and the department. And the key initiative that we're trying to push is leadership, active leadership. I know that I stand here today as the new fire chief, as a leader of probably the best fire department in the nation, if not the world.
Hey, hey.
But I recognize that I can't do it by myself. That we are a team of leaders from the top to the bottom. And to all the citizens here, to all the firefighters, families, friends, supporters, the board, CEO, to that end, the Los Angeles County Fire Department will ensure that we provide the best public safety service in the world. I'm humbly excited about becoming the new fire chief. I look forward to serving you all. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to thank the Stentorians too for hosting this lunch, and the president, Rob Harris, and I was president before too, and I don't know which job was harder, than being the president of Stentorians or being fire chief, because I understand the challenge. But Robert said that this is a historical moment, and it truly is, in the sense that This is Black History Month, and I'm also a member of the Stentorians and our previous president, but I've also had the distinct honor and privilege to meet the founding members of this organization, which was founded in 1954. And I believe 4 of them are still alive today. They have a 90s and over group. And when I spoke to them, and I asked them about their challenges in the 50s, and I asked them why they formed the organization, I got about a 50-50 split. About half of them said, well, you know, Daryl, we just did this for survival. That it was the only thing that we can do to unite and survive in that environment. And the other half indicated that, well, they were trying to be political, and at that time was council member Bradley, they known to be Mayor Bradley, that they wanted to support him in his political efforts to, in the city council, number 1. And then number 2, that they wanted to address the fire service and the environment at that time to ensure that there was no segregation, because at that time there were only 2 black fire stations in LA City, and they were both segregated. And at that time in 1954, there was only 1 African American in LA County Fire Department. And that half of the organization said, you know, Daryl, we did it because we wanted to see people like you have an opportunity to join the fire service. And those gallant men sacrificed a lot, and I owe a lot to them. In the 50s, you couldn't be a black fire chief.
All right now.
And they never saw what a black fire chief looked like. And I know that I'm the fire chief just not of the African American community, but I recognize I'm the fire chief of the entire LA County Fire Department and the entire LA County of several million people and over 2,000 square miles. But I can't accept this position as fire chief without recognizing the sacrifices that others made to ensure that I had the opportunity to compete. So, with that note being said, thank you all for coming to the luncheon, and I want to thank the Stentorians for hosting this luncheon, and I'm looking forward to many great things in the future. Thank you very much.